Hello everyone and welcome to episode 41 of Minor Incidents, covering Major Crimes Season 4, episode 4, Turn Down.
For what?
Okay, this episode was funny!
It was hysterical!
Oh my god, on so many plateaus was it hilarious.
Oh god.
Just all of the plateaus. I like that word, plateau.
Plateau.
In this episode we had the crime part was that a young man was found murdered in a bathroom, and it was Buzz's first time being a reserve officer, so we got to see Buzz in a cool, sexy uniform.
Don't
and
ever say that about Buzz again.
he looked adorable. He looked
sexy.
incredibly attractive. We'll leave it at that. I mean, I wouldn't bang that because my boy Leo Provenza was also in a uniform. They're out and about, and then they get called to a domestic disturbance. It ends up being Lee Garlington and Terry Bradshaw. I'm surprised I remember that name.
Terry Bradshaw.
That was Terry Bradshaw.
Did they put a fucking
Yes, it
toupee
is.
on him?
That was
That was not Terry Bradshaw.
Well, then who was that guy on there?
It wasn't Terry Bradshaw.
Thank you, Terry Bradshaw. You were amazing in Minor Incidents and Major Crimes and all of the shows.
It was not Terry Bradshaw. That was as big as a mess up as me saying Randy Jackson.
It looked like Terry Bradshaw.
It did not look like Terry Bradshaw.
So we had a husband and wife arguing, and they all go to the scene. And Buzz is trying to be super professional about everything. He's like, we need to follow
by the
procedure,
books.
blah, 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 blah. And fucking Provenza and Flynn are riding along with him. Well, Flynn was going to go with him, and then Buzz had asked Provenza earlier in the week, but Provenza, shrugged it off and acted like he didn't want to go, but he did. And he ended up going with him anyway, because he showed up with his uniform on.
That was hysterical.
Buzz is super by the books and, professional with everything, and then Flynn and Provenza just fuck it up. Mostly Provenza, not so much Flynn, but totally fucks it up.
Provenza would pin the entire case on a fly just so he could get the hell out of there.
Well, they were going to go to a
Dodgers
game.
With Dodger dogs and fireworks.
Woo!
Woo!
Sharon's prep talk to Flynn before they left.
Pep talk?
Yeah. Pep talk. Prep. She loves those headlines. She does. They were adorable. Admit it. She was fixing his tie and telling him that they have to be back in time because they have this great baseball game to go to, and it's Rusty's one of his first baseball game. Well, it shouldn't, because I remember Flynn and Provenza taking him to one last season. Do you remember that?
Maybe it wasn't a Dodgers game.
No, it was. I don't know, but anyway, so they're going to it, and everybody's excited, and they were adorable. There were so many Shandy references this episode.
One very obvious one at the end of the episode.
With beer.
Summer Shandy.
They made a lot of references, if not the actual relationship, to just the name, which is pretty funny. So they find the dead body. Buzz is finding all these little ins and outs of why this case is suspicious. And Flynn and Provenza is he committed suicide. He drank himself to death and all this other shit.
Of course they did.
And so Buzz calls it in, and Raider comes on the scene because he finds it suspicious. And Sharon's just super impressed by Buzz, by his quick acting and just all around. He did a great job. She compliments him and whatnot.
Does it by the books.
Yeah. She was just so proud of him. You could see it on her face. It was a wedding that was happening, and he used to date the girl that was getting married, the bride. And the bride's parents were the ones who were fighting that they were called for this domestic disturbance.
The bride was MIA.
Yeah, the bride went MIA.
The sister was freaking out because her pills were gone.
Oh, Andrea was there again, too.
Yes! Hallelujah! They found the bride. The only way they could get her to come in to talk is if they gave her, a smorgasbord of food.
Shit ton of food. The sandwich was bigger than her head.
It was bigger than your head.
I know, that my head's large. It was this big, and it had 5 layers of stuff, and she just
it was
trying to find
nauseating.
any way to eat it as she possibly could. And it was hilarious.
It was nauseating.
It was hilarious. And everybody's just going, oh. Mary's faces this episode won the episode.
Yes.
Whether she was on the phone with Sykes and just...
Or when they were watching that fantastic video.
The guy who died showed up to the wedding, what was it, the rehearsal? Mm-hmm. And he sang this song that he wrote for the bride with his ukulele. And and it was beautiful.
I just want to say that song made Daddy Say Yes sound like a Grammy winner.
That song was beautiful. Touch me right here. Found out that it was the father, the bride's
Terry
father,
Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, killed the dude. Although the bride and the groom were really adorable together, and like everybody kind of thought that it was them, but it was obvious that it wasn't. But they were really adorable together. Like they were cute. Rusty figured out
The code to Alice
Herrera's phone, which was a huge thing for him because he'd been trying to figure it out all episode. And at the end, he finally got it. And he's going to be able to invest. And he's talking to somebody.
We were super excited about it, though.
We were like, yes, Rusty! But he's talking to somebody on the computer named TJ, who we never find out who it is. Probably Terry Bradshaw. He's talking to Terry, and Terry sends him a picture of this young African-American boy holding up a poster, and in the background is a sign that had Alice Herrera's face on it and her cell phone number. So Rusty's like, whoa, crap. Like, I could totally figure out the cell phone or where it's at or how I can get into it. Everything will be solved. And he finally did. And it was awesome.
And with Buzz's assistance.
A little bit, but he kind of did it on his own.
Buzz had said Paloma, and he said, yeah, it means dove in Spanish, and from there, dove's 4 letters, so we figured out what that would be in numbers.
He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then it concluded with everybody being at Sharon's apartment. They went to the wedding so that the father could see his daughter get married, so they took the father to the wedding, and then it concluded with them all going back to her apartment, watching the ending of the game, and going to the rooftop to watch the fireworks.
While drinking summer shandy.
And Andy behind her on the couch like this. And I was like, he's whispering sweet nothings in her ear. So what do we like about this episode?
What don't I like about this episode?
Exactly.
It was hysterical.
Story was there, kept us all interested.
Story was there. Subplot was there. It was hysterical.
But was it hysterical?
It was so funny. Like, even, like, Sharon's face, and, like, when they were showing that video of that guy singing, you just saw, like, from they, like, panned behind, like, everyone was, like, losing it. God, I don't think there was anything about this episode I didn't like.
It was absolutely brilliant. There were no points where I was just like...
Yeah, there was, like, the dramatic points, and then there was, like, the comedy points.
Yes.
The comedic points.
It was all perfect.
It was practically perfect in every way.
Much like myself. So what do we not like about this episode? I
don't think I have any dislikes for this episode.
No, not really.
Wait a minute. My only dislike, and I hope I'm wrong on this, was Sharon wearing a blue jacket or red shirt, and I hope they weren't black pants.
I think they were navy.
I hope they were navy, because they were black pants. Oh, God.
Bitch looked fabulous.
She looked fabulous from, like, the waist
all
up.
over her whole body.
If they were black pants, I had no dislikes for this episode.
No, it was absolutely brilliant. Like we said, story was there, acting was there. You had great guest stars.
Comedic timing was there.
Perfect comedic timing.
Not Terry Bradshaw was there.
Terry Bradshaw was amazing. Lee Garlington was awesome. Just everybody did a really great job, and I really, really enjoyed it. I also like the references to Orderno. Like, I feel like he's going to play a part later on in the season, because they brought him up every episode. Like, he was there the first episode because he was filling in for Julio, but the rest of them, he has been mentioned or he has shown up. So I'm hoping they include him later on. Yes. And also, Hobbs has been there every episode since the first. So this is her 4th episode. And I hope they continue that because we all really enjoy Hobbs. All right, what are we rating this episode?
I'm going to rate it a 10.
A 10. Our first 10 of the season, by the way.
Yes.
We really like the comedic ones usually.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
No.
But most of them we like. And this is one of them.
Majority of them, yes. And plus it was like a Flynn and Provenza episode, so...
It was. And when is there not a reference to the Dodgers with Flynn Provenza episodes? Does anybody notice that? What are we predicting for next episode? We did see the previews.
Yeah, we actually saw them this week. It looks like it's going to be a Sykes episode.
I hope it's a Sykes episode. And if it's not, I hope they bring her in a lot more than what they have.
I feel like they underuse her sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And she's usually just the one, like, calling the captain.
Well, she was great this episode, but, like, she only had, like, maybe 2 scenes? Maybe?
Did Sanchez have any lines? Or just when
Buzz
had, like, walked in the room? He had one. When Buzz walked in.
And that part with Rusty.
Yeah. Oh, so he had 2 lines.
Yeah, 2 lines.
Good
so
job.
That's as usual.
Holding strong, Raymond.
Good job. Last episode, we asked you... Well, we didn't ask a question in the actual episode. I ended up putting it at the bottom of the video.
Were you surprised the judge allowed Rusty to post his video?
Which he did. And if you go onto the Identity account YouTube page, you can watch the video. But were you guys surprised about it? And everybody answered that they weren't because it had the forward story, but some people went into more specifics about it, that the judge is usually kind of a jerk, but he usually lets him get his way anyway. And for this episode, do you think Orderno is going to play a bigger role come later on in the season, or do you just think they're just going to reference him here and there? So comment down there. Next week, join us for Minor Incidents episode 42, covering Major Crime, season 4, episode 5, entitled Snitch, which, I
got nothing.
I don't know. I hope it's, like, I have high hopes for it.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. Like, every episode this season is going to be about Alice. But
I'm okay with it.
I'll take it over Philip Stroh.
Yeah. Say no to Stroh. That was his, when he ran for president, that was his slogan.
Say no to Stroh.
It didn't go well for him. He didn't win. I don't know why. Probably because he killed people. But who hasn't? As you can tell, we're in an area that is not our usual area. But it's going to be like this for the next couple episodes. Well, this one and then the next one. Well,
wow.
That's a look. It's a look!
A good one.
It's something.
Ugh. I mean, look at my hair. They say anti-frizz.
Frizz is a shiz. What are you talking about? That's going to be my new campaign slogan.
You were going so well!
It was going so well.
I feel like the show is plateauing.
Well, that plateau is this, not this.
This! It's diving.
Well, that's not a plateau. Plateau is this. Oh my god.
Terry Bradshaw, go fuck yourself.
Don't tell Terry Bradshaw.
I'm telling you!
I should probably go check and see what he's barking at.
It's probably us being loud as fuck.
He fears for my life. This episode's going really well.
It's because Maya's not here yelling at us.
Maya is the only one who takes it seriously.
Right?
Like, legitimately. She's the only one that takes it seriously.
She yells at me if I laugh.
If you don't laugh. If you look weird.
She tries to take selfies with Game Boys. I'm one of those people who
or no, or just Summer Shandy. Hello, Liza. So they find a dead body. I haven't gone through this case yet. And this has been going on for 8 minutes.
It's because Maya's not here. We need our little slave
and we've had
driver.
Wine. We've had a little bit of wine.
A little bit.
I think that's a wasp on the floor over there.
It's dead. It's a yellow jacket. I've already investigated.
Okay, thank you. I find bugs everywhere.
There's another wasp over there, P.S.
Is it also dead?
Yes.
Okay, good. Why are all the wasps come here to die all the time?
Yes.
Oh, real quick, let me show you this stuff. That's what we're dealing with now. And there's my classroom and stuff. But, like...
We don't play school with her.
We don't play school with her because she's evil.
She's so evil.
Like,
she's not allowed to play school at her house, ever.
No. Ever,
she's
never.
Like the evil dictator.
She's mean.
She beats people.
All the time. I'm like, this is not Catholic school.
Exactly.